Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Afifa Fauzia. My student ID number is 20400122043 and I'm from PBIB. Okay, now I will explain about assignment 3, the concepts of discourse and discourse analysis. Discourse and discourse analysis are not the same. Discourse refers to language used in social contexts, while discourse analysis is the method used to study how language functions beyond sentence level. STAPS highlights its focus on larger linguistic units, and Brown and Yule emphasize its role in understanding language purpose, and in short, discourse is language in use, whereas discourse analysis examines and interprets its use. Discourse analysis is not solely about identifying errors in spoken and written discourse. Instead, it involves a detailed study of how language is structured and functions in communication. And according to Merriam-Webster, analysis requires examining parts, their roles, and their connections. Discourse analysis helps learners. The first is identify thematic relationships in text and spoken interactions, and the second is analyze structure and texture to understand how meaning is constructed. Therefore, rather than just detecting mistakes, discourse analysis explores how language conveys meaning in various contexts. Yes, the scope of discourse analysis covers both spoken and written discourse, as both serve as mediums for communication. However, they differ in several key aspects. The first is spoken discourse. For example, conversations, speeches, and discussions is often spontaneous, interactive, and context-dependent. It relies on intonation, pauses, and nonverbal cues to convey meaning. And the second is written discourse. Emails, newspaper, and is usually more structured, planned, and permanent. It depends on linguistic cohesion rather than immediate contextual cues, since both forms can contain implicit meanings influenced by background knowledge and culture. Discourse analysis seeks to uncover hidden functions and intentions within them. Spoken discourse is the verbal use of language in communication, represented by speaking, which involves both linguistic and sociolinguistic competence. Bailey defines speaking as a productive skill that systematically generates verbal speech to convey meaning, and Brown, Burns, and Joyce describe it as an interactive process of constructing meaning through production, reception, and information processing, shaped by context and participants. And Kaharuddin explains speaking as expressing thoughts and feelings through pronunciation, vocabulary, and grammar, with semantic and pragmatic meaning for specific functions. Richards classifies speaking into three main functions. The first is interaction, maintaining social relationship, and the second is transaction, exchanging information, and the third is performance, delivering structured speech. And therefore, spoken discourse is not just about producing speech, but also understanding its function, context, and communicative purpose. Yes, interactional speaking is part of discourse analysis and spoken discourse. It differs from other forms of speaking because its primary function is to build and maintain social relationships rather than simply exchanging information. Differences and example. The first is interactional speaking, focuses on social interaction, emphasizing relationship building and informal exchanges. For example, a casual conversation where two friends discuss their weekend plans, frequently changing topics and using expressions like really or oh no to show engagement. The second is transactional speaking, aims to exchange information or complete a task efficiently. For example, ordering food at a restaurant where the speaker and listener focus on providing and receiving specific information. And the third is performative speaking, involves structured speech intended for an audience, and for example, a formal speech or a presentation in a classroom. In discourse analysis, interactional speaking is studied to understand conversational structures, turn taking, topic shifts, and how speakers use language to create a comfortably social atmosphere. Yes, casual and classroom conversations differ in structure, purpose, and interaction rules. There is key differences and example. The first is turn taking. For casual, the example is, "Hey, did you see the game?" And the classroom is, "Raise your hand before speaking." The second is questions. For example, for casual is, "Where did you buy that?" And for classroom, teacher asks, noun answer. And the third is feedback. Example for casual, "Really? That's cool." And for classroom, the example is, "Correct, good job." The fourth is control. For casual, turn taking is natural. Friends alternate talking based on cues. And for classroom, teacher decides who speaks. Teachers calls on students. The five is structure. For casual is flexible, topic shifts freely, and for classroom follows a pattern. Teacher asks, student responds, and teacher evaluates. Thus, casual conversations are spontaneous, while classroom conversations are structured for learning. Yes, the classroom is the first place for learners to learn and practice English because it provides a structured and supportive environment. Why classroom is important for learning English? Because the first is clear and simple language. Teachers adjust their speech to help students understand. And the second is teacher guided interactions. Students practice through guided conversations and exercises. The third is self-practice space. Mistakes are corrected, helping students improve without fear. And the fourth is learning focused, not social. Conversations are for learning, not casual chatting. Even though it's not like real-world conversations, the classroom helps learners gain confidence before using English in daily life. Yes, discourse analysis in classroom conversations is important because it helps improve teaching and learning. Purposes of discourse analysis in classroom conversations. First is understand classroom tone. Identifies how classroom conversations are different from everyday speech. And the second is help students adapt. Encourages students to recognize and use classroom specific language. And the third is improve teaching. Evaluates interactions to enhance teaching methods and student engagement. By analyzing classroom discourse, teachers can make lessons more effective and students can participate better in class discussions. Thank you. See you in the next video.